What's up, guys? Gunn here. I hope this video is finding you well. You guys know the drill by now, right? If you made it to the tight end video, hopefully you've seen the beginning of this playlist. We got the quarterback, running back, wide receiver first look videos, guys that are jumping off of the DraftKings page for me in NFL Week 1 2020. If you guys are looking to win 20 bucks PayPal, read the description below. All you gotta do is be a subscriber to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment. In this video, I'm just asking to know who you guys like at tight end and why. And we'll spark up a conversation. If you guys see somebody else list or mention somebody, jump in and say, "Hey, man, that's a good point. Here's maybe why I don't like it." Keep it civil, right? I know fantasy debates get a little passionate, but we're here. We're a community. We're trying to help each other, right? If you guys haven't checked out the new membership program right here on the YouTube channel, much like other content creators do with like Patreon and stuff like that, we have an in-house YouTube membership program that YouTube has extended to me. I'm super grateful for that, where they've allowed me to have tiered memberships right here through this channel. They've also allowed the applaud button, a lot of cool stuff. So all the great content creators, especially in this DFS realm, for them to allow me to be one of the first channels to kind of bring that out and roll that out, I'm super happy. So if you guys want to check that out, get access to some exclusive stuff, exclusive live streams, videos, early access, and Discord channels, jump into the membership program. Other than that, I'll be in the RunDFS.com VIP Discord. It's a different Discord every day, 2 hours before main slate lock, for whatever sport locking that day, whether it be baseball or NFL. And be here this Sunday at lock. We're going to have some fun times sweating the game. So if you guys, maybe you're missing out on going to hang out because of COVID, I'm going to try something where we live stream here on the channel. And we're going to see how it does in the first week, right? If it does all right, we'll keep doing it. If it doesn't, I won't do it. I just thought it was a cool idea to give everyone a place to kind of hang out. I'll have some stuff on the screen showing live action scoring and stuff like that. And you guys can watch your games, talk and chat, and just be a lot of fun. And I'll be live streaming the RunDFS.com voice chat. And you guys remember guys like Chronic, Raj, Jake. I'm sure we'll have a lot of people in that Discord chopping it up, having some fun, sweating some baseball. It gets entertaining. This video, I'm going to talk about a couple of my favorite tight end options on DraftKings. And I know I like to lead a lot of these videos off with saying I don't want to tout the expensive, obvious guy. But pricing is so loose this week that it's been really easy for me to play George Kittle in my favorite tight end matchup. And basically, I don't want to be upset with myself when George Kittle has a monster 20 to 30 fantasy point game against an obvious matchup. The Cardinals were, of course, one of the best matchups you could ask for tight ends, the best matchup last year. Al Smizzle called it the flow chart. It's just a great spot. He got paid in the offseason. Jimmy G, that's his dude. Over 1,000 yards receiving last year. I put it like this, right? If you were getting these type of target volumes and touchdown looks and just fantasy points per play, really fantasy points per game, at 7K in a nut matchup as a receiver, you'd be a buyer. So I essentially just think of this tight end spot as an extra receiver spot this week, and I think this is a matchup that I'm going to be targeting 7.2K George Kittle quite a bit, and I'm not going to let that high price tag for a tight end scare me off just yet. Normally I like to punt 2 or 3K tight ends if I can help it, but I think I'm going to go after Kittle, and I'm hoping a lot of people think invertly here, like, oh, I can't pay 7K for a tight end, I just can't. And it kind of reminds me of like when Rob Gronkowski was at his height, or sometimes Travis Kelce is up there as well. I'm gonna take that stand here. Past him, Darren Waller looks pretty solid option. He's 5.9K, so 15 to 20 fantasy points, something I'm looking for there. In a neutral game script, I think he's a fine looking option. I think obviously in a game script that you might want him to play from behind a little bit more for some more pass attempts. I think John Gruden would like to run the ball with Josh Jacobs a little bit more than he like to throw it, but I still think Darren Waller projects well. But 5.9K, I could see being a little skittish there. Zach Ertz, Dallas Goedert, they should be playing with a lead against the Redskins, so I don't want to lean too much on pass catching tight ends that should be playing with a lead, at least at certain price points. So I'm going to keep it scrolling all the way down, and how about we stop at Hayden Hurst, 4.3K. He is now with the Atlanta Falcons, where he's expected to be a, quote, every down tight end. And that's a super encouraging statement for his fantasy value week 1 against the Seattle Seahawks as the successor to Austin Hooper, who averaged 7 to 8 targets per game and over 21% of his team's red zone targets. I'm cautious to presume full takeover of that workload season long, but in week 1, the Falcons will face a Seahawks team that allowed the 2nd most receiving yards in the league last year and the 4th most receptions to the tight end position. So it's a really, really good spot for Hayden Hurst week 1 to kind of jump in with his new team. Obviously, that defense, no matter what the tight end is, going to have to pay attention to Julio Jones. I talked about Calvin Ridley as another guy that's going to make you sweat. That's going to almost always leave the tight end as the least covered guy if he's going to be running routes, and you'll see a lot of single coverage for Hayden Hurst, and I think that can add up here. I don't know he's going to be a 7 target a game guy like Austin Hooper, but in week 1 I'm going to gamble before it's fact yes or no. So 4.3K, can I get 15 to 20 fantasy points in tournaments? I definitely think so. I'm looking for a touchdown, maybe some Matt Ryan, Hayden Hurst, Ridley triple stacks. I like some triple stacks this week. Those are, quarterbacks I think throw 3 or 4 touchdowns. Matt Ryan could be one of those guys. And I think Hayden Hurst is a cheap third wheel in those triple stacks. And then lastly, I think this guy is going to end up being pretty trendy. Jack Doyle, 3,600. I mean, we're talking half the price of George Kittle, right? He's going to open up more salary for your 9K receivers, Michael Thomas's, or he's probably going to be highly correlated with guys like Christian McCaffrey. It just makes a lot of sense, right? Eric Ebron isn't on the team anymore. Trey Burton is going to miss the first couple games of the season. That's going to be a great opportunity as of now for Jack Doyle at 3,600 as he lines up with Phillip Rivers under center. And we know Rivers has used pass-catching tight ends very effectively and liberally. You look at Antonio Gates, you saw the flashes of Hunter Henry. 5 to 10 targets isn't an egregious floor-ceiling projection for Jack Doyle here, and a touchdown would just be absolutely glorious. So going against Jacksonville here, I talked about it earlier because I do like T.Y. Hilton. I'm just worried that Jacksonville won't be able to keep up or won't be able to get off against this Colts defense. That's my only downside. But if I can get 10 plus points out of Jack Doyle here in small entry cash game, stuff like that, I'm happy with it. And I do think we know Jack Doyle historically has some upside. Last year, we didn't see a whole lot of games that could help you long ways in tournaments, but it's a different situation, right? They kind of got okey-doked with the Andrew Luck retirement, and we got Phillip Rivers here that can make things happen a little bit more. So I do like Jack Doyle quite a bit. And I think he's going to be more playable now than he will be in a couple weeks if and when they get Trey Burton back, right? Any other tight ends here that kind of stick out? I want to know who you guys are on. Any diamonds in the rough? Any sneaky plays? Just off the top of my head here, I wanted to like Darren Waller even more than I do. I'm not thinking Jason Witten's going to be like a target whore, right? I think maybe 1 to 3 targets a game, but that still lurks in the back of my mind. Like I said, I always love Zach Ertz, but when Dallas Goedert's around and they run those 2 tight end sets and Carson Wentz has that many weapons and they should be playing with a lead, I have my doubts there. Jared Cook is fine, but the Saints have so many pass catching dangerous options: Kamara, Michael Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, that his results just become very volatile. So there's plenty of options name-wise. Austin Hooper, same thing. He's got to compete, one, against a tough Baltimore Ravens defense, but there's Odell, there's Jarvis Landry, maybe Kareem Hunt gets in the mix as a pass catcher. Gronk, I guess, at 4.9 would be the name that makes a lot of sense that maybe a lot of people don't click on. But even the Buccaneers are somewhat stacked at the tight end position, right? So there's a lot of usage and volume question marks with O.J. Howard in the mix as well there. So I think those 3 that I talked about, George Kittle, Jack Doyle, Hayden Hurst, I think so far kind of attract me the most because they seem to be the workhorse volume guys, and I think that's kind of what I like to attach myself to exposure wise. So hopefully those guys maybe make the mix for you guys and you like them and they do well. Again, let me know who you're on in the comments below. If you have anything else for me, twitter.com/GundeckerSports. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hit that thumbs out before you hit the road. $20 PayPal. All you gotta do is leave comments, be subscribed, and you could be getting a Twitter DM or a YouTube DM from me. Can you still YouTube DM? Twitter DM. Just I'll get you. I'll call you out. You reach out to me. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you in either Discord, Gundecker Gaming, or Run DFS. Look out for the defense video. Should be next on the playlist. The link to that is either on the side or in the description below. I love you.